Just as people of other faiths ask, what is Hinduism? There are also a large number of Hindus in Hindu society who ask the same question today. Just as there are Hindus who, without knowing the details of Hinduism, praise other faiths as being better and are attracted to them, there are also those in Hindu society who dismiss Hinduism as being worthless and impractical and are eager to rely on other faiths. Similarly, the number of Hindus in our society who are unable to confront the various types of derogatory accusations and objections heard from others about Hinduism in a fair and logical manner and who fall into a pitiful state of losing their self-respect is quite large. Similarly, among those belonging to different sects of Hinduism, due to lack of sufficient familiarity with each other, sectarian strife, hatred, etc., arise within Hindu society itself, which leads to many kinds of problems. It is an empirical fact that when the owner of a gem knows its greatness and value, he is always vigilant and interested in its protection and is always diligent about it. Similarly, if he has a proper introduction to what Hinduism is, then that Hindu becomes not only a fan and protector of religion and society but also a patron. It cannot be wrong to say that one of the main reasons for the many types of religious, social and cultural illiteracy, disunity and unpleasant situations found in Hindu society today is the lack of sufficient knowledge and appreciation of Hinduism and the failure to implement the principles of Hinduism in life. Due to the enthusiasm and encouragement of Hindu devotees, this book has now received the opportunity of its third printing. On this occasion, I express my heartfelt gratitude to all the fans, readers and encouragers. In independent India, the vision of life must change now. The goal of life cannot be the same as in ancient times. We should also have the same wealth and comforts as Western countries. Working for that is the program of life. Many believe that achieving perfection is the goal of life. And for many, if they have political comforts and comforts in life, everything is as it should be. Therefore, political life in the country must be prosperous. They believe that all-round welfare is possible only through politics. Accordingly, many in society have decided that working for the perfection of life politically is the only great religion of life. As a result, the goal of life is to acquire and enjoy power and wealth. And religion is not the first and basic idea for life, but rather an idea that can be used as a leisure after political success. For some, religion is an idea that needs to be experienced as a variety of things in life. Still others think that religion is a superstitious idea. It is not scientific. It has no place in the scientific age. Not only that, they think that it is not necessary. Many others think that religion is not a practical principle for life, and many others think that religion is a religion for everyone. It is said that it is not convenient. Thus, due to those who have adopted various views on religion, the necessary enthusiasm and encouragement for the awareness and implementation of Sanatana Hinduism in India, the land of religion, has been hindered from gathering in a systematic manner. However, there are many who understand and implement the essence and eternal renewal of Sanatana Dharma and help in the protection and maintenance of Dharma by living it. Similarly, there are many who are interested in gaining a proper understanding of Dharma, and there are also many who are very proud of Dharma but do not have enough knowledge. Accordingly, in our country, on the one hand, there are those who say that Dharma is not necessary and is useless. On the other hand, there are those who not only need it, but also consider it very meaningful and useful and have respect and admiration for Dharma. Accordingly, temples, Guru Pithas, and organizations are working hard to promote the principles of Hinduism throughout the country. Those who think that Hinduism is not practical for this time, is not necessary, is not capable of meeting the needs and demands of life, and is full of superstitions, have no doubt that they do not have the right knowledge and experiences about the principles and practices of Hinduism. Similarly, if the principles of Hinduism are implemented in a ritualistic manner, there is no doubt that Hinduism, like in the past, is still the most meaningful, life-giving and ever-renewing religion that radiates divine power. Hinduism, which has discussed the one truth from various perspectives and explained it in detail, has the formula of unity in many hidden in it, which is its specialty and strength. Similarly, Hinduism has the ability to provide eternal vision even after undergoing the most scientific analysis. Therefore, it is naturally known as Sanatana Dharma. It is noteworthy that today, the awareness of this truth has dawned in the hearts of many foreigners, and they are eager to turn to India, pay homage to it as the birthplace of religion, and implement the principles of Sanatana Dharma, thereby gaining strength and light for their lives. This is a point of pride that all Hindus should pay attention to. From this perspective, there is no doubt that all Hindus have a greater responsibility regarding religion in this era than before. But the untruth, injustice, and injustice seen in our current social life make it clear that religion is not as essential as it is in the lives of Hindus today. The root cause of the injustice, chaos, and corruption seen in the political, economic, and social spheres of our country today is the lack of pride in religion and proper awareness and implementation. It is a tradition that has been followed since ancient times in the pure land of Navi that social and political life should be nourished by religion. Sri Rama and Sri Krishna are all holy men who are worth remembering. Many great kings and emperors, such as Ashoka, Harsha, Vikramaditya, Krishnadevaraya, Shivaji, etc., who spread the eternal message of religion to the world and lived as ideals, led their political life in our country on the basis of religion and gave the ideal of a meaningful life to the younger generation. In modern times, many senior politicians, such as Lokmanya Tilak, Subhash Chandra Bose, Madan Mohan Malviya, Rajendra Prasad, Mahatma Gandhiji, etc., led their politics in a meaningful way on the basis of religion and set a great ideal. If we examine the lives and teachings of all of them, no matter what field of life, life becomes meaningful only when it has the basis of religion. Politics that has blossomed with the support of religion is true politics, and it becomes clear that only through it can the nation and the world prosper. From this perspective, the basis, goal and power of life in India is religion. The great responsibility and privilege of spreading the light of religion here and spreading it to the world is unique to India. Accordingly, there are no other places in the world where so many experiments have been carried out in religion, so many achievements have been made, so many great men have been born as in this country. Similarly, the fact that this tradition continues in this country and is not seen anywhere else is an example of the heritage and power of India's Sanatana Dharma. Therefore, all the political and social developments taking place in India. It is a call of tradition and a necessity for the present life that work should be done on the basis of religion. If this is not followed, India will never be able to attain happiness, peace and security. In this regard, the words of Yogacharya Swami Vivekananda are memorable for us. Religion is the only lifeblood of India. Without it, no matter how much politics there is, no matter how many social reforms there are, even if Kubera's wealth is poured on the head of every child in India, India will definitely be destroyed. Swami Vivekananda's Ramanadu lecture. Against this backdrop, the introduction, exchange of ideas and propagation of Hindu religion in Hindu society from village to Delhi, from young to old, is more necessary than ever in today's times. In addition, the propaganda by non-believers about Hinduism, the attempts to influence Hindus to convert to their religion by showing them various kinds of lures, and the creation of opportunities for the spread of evil forces such as religious hatred, strife, social disunity, communal feelings, etc., have increased in recent years. What is the reason for this? Basically, many Hindus are not well informed about their religion, are rich in practical power, are proud of their religion, and are largely weak in social unity and self-esteem. Therefore, This book has been written and published to be useful for the religious organization and development of Hindu society from the perspective of the individual and the community. Although the book is not comprehensive, I am satisfied that it will be of some benefit to Hindus and Hindu devotees. Accordingly, in this third edition, I have tried to revise the book and make it more useful to the readers. As suggested by the religious leaders, religious devotees, and wise friends, both senior and junior, many new changes have been made in this new edition of the book, and topics such as the inner sects of Hinduism, organizations, customs, sects indirectly related to Hinduism, etc., have been added. Hinduism is eternal and can never be eradicated or faded away. This is the eternal truth that has been revealed through the lives of Vedic sages, incarnations, saints, ancient kings and emperors, as well as modern incarnations, saints, and servants. Hinduism, which has grown and stood strong despite the attacks, injustices, and tyranny of so many kings and emperors, is the one that has not been destroyed.